Welcome back to another set of tips and tricks. And today what I'm going to show you is a little feature about LakeMaster mapping. One of the nice features of it is the shaded depth highlight feature. What it allows you to do is shade your map a green color where I want to position the boat. I'm going to show you on the graph how we can shade that depth so we can just quickly look and not have to pay attention to the depth numbers to keep our boat in the right place to help catch more fish. So let's get to fishing. As you see here, we're looking at our unit. I'm going to show you a couple features. You hit your menu button twice to go to master menu, go to chart, and if you push the up button, it'll start at the bottom of the list, and that's where all these features are. Shallow water highlight. This will allow you to shade red, and what we're going to do today is use it as a target to target these fish. So I'm going to set it at 3 foot. My water level all set. I've already got it matched on this map to my sonar readings. The next thing is depth highlight. We're going to try to keep our boat in the 10 to 12 foot range to stay off the bank. Now what you do is you see that green line when I set that to depth highlight of 10, but I'm going to come down here. If you add 1, it's going to shade from 9 to 11. I'm just going to go ahead and bump it up to 2, so we're going to shade from 8 to 12. And by doing that, I'll be able to keep my boat outside of that in the 12 foot of water range and target them fish from the bank out to about 8 foot. So let's check it out. But as you see, we can keep our boat outside of that green area. Will keep us in the target area. You can see how we're staying out just outside that green area. Now if you look right here, this is going to come out on a point so we can navigate around that before we even look down there at the depth reading. You can see where we don't even have to look at that depth number. We can just stay in our depth range, see exactly how the bank gets flatter here. It's getting tighter there, so we know that that's steep. We can make those adjustments of where we need to navigate the trolling motor without even getting to them. Comes that point, see, I've navigated out around it, and there's our little point right there on the bank. We can see how this little pocket goes in. We can move our boat in to the trees and fish the little pocket. Stay in the target range, and I don't have to look at the depth numbers to know exactly where I'm at. Now here's one of my favorite things, is throwing a square bill in shallow water. There's one good, little Joe. See how using that shaded depth and shallow water highlight, man, that really makes it a lot easier. Using that mapping. It's not a giant, but it's a fish. If you want to do a little bit more, just hit your menu button twice. Come over to chart. We were 2 foot, now we'll go to 3 foot. And look at that, boom. I know where I want to keep my boat, just outside that target area. That's the whole point of this is fishing the targets. Once you start figuring out where the fish are, all you got to do is just go fish and find those right areas. It's like a piece of a puzzle. You find the keys. Are they on the points? Are they in the ditches? Are they on the flats? And then the structure around them. And that's what you're going to find out here. Like there's a big log here. Crank that big old balsa right down the edge of it. A lot of times just looking at the bank ain't going to tell you. Oh, there was one right on that next little point of that ditch. And using our mapping so we don't have to worry about them numbers. Anytime you got to remember numbers, it's one more thing you got to think about, and one less thing that what you need to be doing. You need to be worrying about catching fish, not worrying about the depth you're in by the number. Just use your cartography, that LakeMaster, the features that they built for you, and you're going to catch a lot more fish. I mean, it's plain and simple. The less things you have to worry about and think about, the easier it is to catch fish. All I've got to worry about is where do I keep my boat, how do I steer it, how fast do I crank. I just look down here, and right there it tells me I am outside my target, not getting up on top of them where the fish are living, and you're going to catch a lot more fish that way than zigzagging in and out trying to use a depth number to try to figure out where you're at. The bright red makes it so easy to see when we get out in deeper water and using the depth highlight. That's an easy recognizable color. It's the same thing as color sonar. I mean, that's why color sonar's out, because it makes it easier to distinguish your fish than a monochrome. And if your map doesn't have these vibrant colors that allows you to customize it to do what you needed to do, you're going to struggle. I mean, the whole day out here is nothing but putting pieces of the puzzle together to catch more fish. I mean, when you start putting it together and start running a pattern, man, you can start using this mapping and those colors. I use it all the time, man. When I figure out they're on 10-foot depth on certain points, I'm setting that depth highlight range to show that to me, so I can start looking around the lake to see where other places are just like that. Fish on most lakes are very structure oriented. They're in the same depth, in the same color of water. Now, clear water, dirty water, yeah, that can make a difference. But the depth of these fish pretty much are going to be the same in most parts of the lake. So you can run from one pocket to the next pocket, look for the same type of structure that we're looking for, and just catch fish. Man, weren't those the shallow water highlight and the depth highlight, wasn't that a lot easier to help position the boat? It has really helped me have success throughout the country when I'm fishing basically depth-oriented fish or structure-oriented fish. Being able to see that same representation on the screen and tune my graph into exactly what I need to be fishing helps me with time management. And that's the whole key. Time management, it doesn't matter if you're the highest level of professional angler that gets to spend 200-300 days on the water to a guy that only gets to spend 1 day a week. Time management, we all have the same problem. We only have so much time to spend on the water, and we want to catch more fish. That's our ultimate goal. And using those features will help you catch more fish throughout the rest of your life. Thank you for tuning in to another tips and tricks, and check out new and more videos coming to help you get more out of your investment and enjoy your time on the water.